kind of a rundown of what's happening with around the world, pretty much in Europe and Western Canada. Of course, it's happened in China already. About whether the liberals or the conservatives are better at running a country. Now, if you want to, it all depends how you look at it, actually. I mean, the liberals have no idea how to run anything. So, I mean, they can put in policies and ideas and pass laws, but they have no bloody idea how to enforce them, how to structure it, or anything like that. So then you got to bring the conservatives in to do that. And this is kind of what I'm seeing in the U.S. and Canada. Is the liberals are swinging more towards the conservatives just to keep in power, and the conservatives are swinging towards the liberals. So people are like, what the hell is going on here? Well, they're both the same piece of garbage. The liberals, the conservatives, and the NDP, they're both the same piece of garbage in Canada. Anyways, but it's a perfect illustration of what's happening in Europe, where they're starting to arrest people for praying, or like in Scotland, or for preaching in the open air, or for putting tweets out that the government doesn't like. And so they're starting to enforce these laws in the US and in Canada now. And it doesn't matter that since Trump is in, they're still enforcing the same laws, the hate speech law. Since Charlie Kirk got assassinated, since he's gotten in, they're pushing the exact same laws that Canada is pushing. The censorship is going on there. So the conservatives and the liberals, the Republicans and the NDP, they've got the same agenda. It doesn't matter. Yes, the U.S. is going to do better since Trump is in, because the conservatives or the Republicans have more brains at running an economy, running a country, running a business than the liberals. Like, liberals are stupid. I mean, I was a liberal once, and then I was born. You know? This is how liberals are not smart, you know, and their policies are stupid. So I believe, while they're in the same boat, all of them. They're the same agenda. They have an agenda. The country has an agenda, and the politicians don't set the agenda. It's people behind the curtains, like the Rothschilds. They have regular meetings with Satan. Literally Satan, in their mansion in Europe, and Satan tells them what to do. Satan tells them which country is going to go where, and they do the financial or the banking. They run the banking institutions, so the banking institutions pretty much run the policies of the country. And so they're introducing hate laws in the U.S. just like they are in Canada. Trump's in power in the U.S. The liberals are in power here. Carney or Trudeau, it's the same pile of garbage, both of them. And then so the cancel culture in the U.S. is as bad. Probably not. It's probably worse in the U.S. against the liberals right now that are saying bad things against the Charlie Kirk assassination, which is a retarded thing. Like, why would you celebrate someone's death like that? That just shows you're retarded, and you shouldn't be working anyways, I think. Not in the public sector anyways. Which doesn't matter here in Manitoba. One of our members of legislators said some terrible things about him and mocking him and all that, and she's still in there. Well, that just shows how screwed up Manitoba is. And, well, Canada is a total scam anyways. But anyways, the same thing's happening in the U.S., Canada, and Europe. The same laws are being passed. In Europe, they're already passed, and they're enforcing them. It's coming to Canada. And it doesn't matter if the conservatives come in next time. It doesn't matter. Like, it's the same pile of garbage. And the Charlie Kirk thing just pushed things. While lots of people are like, well, Charlie Kirk didn't get killed that way. He got killed this. Who cares? You know, he's dead. It's a very terrible thing that happened. It was a shock for myself. I mean, he's done, and we'll never know the truth. Just like JFK, or in 75 years we'll know the truth. Like, it's all a lie what the status quo is saying. The mainstream media is all a lie. The political or the official narrative is all a lie, just like 9/11. It's all a lie, just like COVID. It was all a lie. And so we're never really gonna know the truth. It doesn't really matter. What happened happened, and we just pray that the gospel will get out and more people will get saved, and people will find out how retarded the leftists and the liberals, and then and maybe straighten out. And many have turned away from the Democrats and the woke, because they've seen, oh, this is really evil. Like, this is the people that can still think of it, and so this is very evil, they're saying, and so they're leaving their party and going, and Republicans are having a mass migration from the Democrats to Republicans. But anyways, I just think it's funny that Trump is pushing the same laws that Canada is pushing right now, with censorship, with Elon Musk being in full control of X. He's gonna censor anything he doesn't like on there. I haven't been on X for months, and last time I was on, I just got a sick feeling, and I just hate X, so I never even go on there. And then what else has happened there? Twitter. So one of Trump's buddies is gonna buy Twitter, and he's a pro-Israel guy, and on the same bench as Netanyahu. So it's all going to be pro-Palestine and no pro-Israel. And another thing is Turning Point USA. Well, I mean, Charlie Kirk was pro-Israel, and I mean, I don't condemn Israel for defending itself, but is Israel going a bit too far? Well, if you look at this side, they're not. If you're looking at that side, they are. So I'm not even going to voice an opinion on it. They have to defend themselves. Muslims are terrorists. If you read the Quran, you will know Muslims are terrorists. They say all infidels have to be driven out of the peninsula, the Arabian Peninsula. This is what Muhammad said. And then anyone who turns away from Muslim belief needs to be killed. And anyone who does not convert needs to be killed or pay taxes. And if they get a majority in a country, Sharia law is going to be instated. Women do not have any rights. Women are treated like animals. And if you don't believe Muhammad and his filthy beliefs and the filthy Quran, then you're going to be killed. Just like happening in Nigeria. So anyways, so I mean, for Israel to defend itself is, I mean, they got to do what they got to do. Are they going too far? I don't know. I really don't know. I just know how filthy and terroristic the Muslims are. And another thing is, the West Bank, Gaza is coming up. Now they want to take all the people out and move them all to the UK. Okay, whatever. UK is screwed anyways. But they're gonna make Gaza, like I made a video several months ago about Gaza being like the city of gold, the city of luxury. This is Trump's plan, and it makes total sense, because if you go at the Antichrist, he's gonna go to Israel. He's got to go to Israel, it says in the Bible, and he will, because Israel, to Jerusalem, he's going to move to, and he's going to proclaim himself to be God. Now, there's three major religions that consider Jerusalem to be the holy city. One is Israel, which is what it was promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and King David finally made it the city of the king. And since then, it has been, even before then, it has been a holy city for Israel. And even in Abraham's time, actually, it was when the king came out, and Abraham paid tithes of the war and of everything he had to the king. That's in King Zion, or Luz, I think it was called then. Anyways, that is Jerusalem. Melchizedek, he paid tithes to Melchizedek, the priest of the Most High God, he was called. So yeah, it's interesting. And then the Christians, of course, well, the Catholics more than the Christians. The Catholics consider it to be a holy city, and the Muslims consider it to be a holy city. Like if you go into history, then you know that the Catholics helped start the Muslim religion, because the Catholics wanted, the Roman Catholic Church, Rome wanted to get back control of Jerusalem. The Byzantine Empire had it at that time, and Rome didn't have a way of getting it other than through the Muslims. So they created this Muslim religion to get the Arabs over to their side, and then conquer Jerusalem. For Rome. But once the Arabs were strong enough and conquered Jerusalem, then they actually turned on Rome, the Roman Catholic Church, and never gave them Jerusalem. And then that's when the Crusades came. The Crusades happened, three or four Crusades happened to try and get Jerusalem out of the hands of the Muslims. And they all failed eventually. I mean, I think once or twice they did get control of Jerusalem, but they couldn't keep it because they were like thousands of miles away, their headquarters. The Arabs are all the way around. So anyways, it's just a big scam, this whole thing about getting Jerusalem. I mean, I'm looking forward to the new Jerusalem when Christ is going to come back and rule there for 1,000 years. But first of all the prophecies in the Bible have to be fulfilled about Jesus coming back. And he's only going to come back when the temple is in Jerusalem. So they're pushing hard for the temple right now. And Trump they're going to use Trump for that, which he's an Israelite. He turned to the Jewish religion in his first administration. So they're gonna get that. They're gonna use Trump to build a temple, or to start building a temple, to get things in row to build it. Everything is ready already. The temple can be built within 6 months and be fully operational. They have the priest garments, everything ready for 20 years, 25 years, or even longer. The Ark of the Covenant is ready. A replica of the Ark of the Covenant is all ready. But they have to get the control and the media to being pro